I will take you to the stock markets now, where the Nigeria exchange closed on a flat note amid sell-offs and buy interest as the benchmark all-share index depreciated by 2 basis points. The Nigeria exchange all-share index closed at 47,428.67 basis points to reflect a decline of 0.02% from the previous trading day and a year-to-date return of 11.03%. Meanwhile, the market capitalization increased by 4.75 billion naira. At the close of market on Monday, 14th March 2022, the stock exchange market value stood at 25.56 trillion naira at the end of the trading day. The market breadth closed negative as RTB Risco led 19 gainers and 22 losers, topped by CWG at the end of the day's session. The stock market has advanced 4,712.23 basis points since the start of the year. Now a look at the market summary, where the all-share index closed at 47,428.67 basis points. That's a decline of 0.02%, and the deals traded were 4,735. That's an increase of 20.54%, at the volume 1.28 billion. That's an increase of 11%, and of course we see the value going northward 12.66% to close at 7.92 billion naira. All right, now to analyze what went down in the markets today, or yesterday rather, is Ambrose Omodion, Chief Research Officer at Invest Data Limited. Thank you so much for joining us, Ambrose.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Now, equities markets are closed on a negative note yesterday, as investors lost 4.75 billion naira as the all-share index declined marginally by 0.02% to open the week negative. Give us a sense of the activities, especially in yesterday's trading session.
Yeah, actually, looking at the market performance yesterday, I would say there's a kind of little profit-taking activities in some blue chips companies like MTN, GTCO, Nigerian Brewery, Unilever, and others. But that does not mean that the market is really on a bad mode or in a bad shape, because market just lost marginal 0.02, just on a good volume. I mean good volume, on a high volume, about 1.28 billion shares traded yesterday. And this was kind of driven by FCMB that traded about 1 billion shares. The price moved as high as 3.80 kobo before closing at 360. For me, it tells you that investors or market players are really repositioning their portfolio ahead of more corporate actions or earnings to hit the market between now and 31st. I said yesterday that we'll have most of these companies reporting their audited account between 21st of March and the 31st of March, being the last day to submit audited account for 2021 financial in December. If that is what we have in focus, and also what is happening around us, especially as we expect to see the economic data in terms of consumer price index for the month of February, any moment from now. If that also comes the market, hit the market, investors or market player analysts also be looking at the data that will be released by Bureau of Statistics to see where the economy is going. But before now, we have seen series of positive economic data from Bureau of Statistics and from CBN to gather that the economy is still on recovering before the conflict that broke out in Russia and Ukraine. For me, our market is still in order. What we saw yesterday is just kind of a missentiment in the midst of profit taking, which is good. But still, some stocks also still return good profit for investors like yesterday. Yes, we have a negative market rate of 21 against 19. For me, it's still also very little. Let's look at what's going to drive the market. But I believe that since the big economy or the world leaders are kind of trying to look at peace talk again in Ukraine, because this activity in Ukraine is going to affect not only Nigeria, the global economy, but my economy might go into recession if not controlled in 2023. For that, the world leaders are moving to make sure that they kind of enter into peace talk with Ukraine. And if that is done, going to change the face of the market. But one thing for our market that investors should have in mind that this election year, this volatility we are seeing will continue, but it is time for them to play defensive by going to those sectors or strong stocks that they know that they are defensive in nature. That is what for me, the market is still very, very down. Don't forget that I said it either last week in your studio that until the market break down 47,000 mark, that is what we say market is in a decline.
Sure.
So market is above it. For me, market is very strong and healthy.
Indeed, you did. Let's look at the market adjusting, especially as the MPC meeting is approaching, of course, this March. What are your expectations? How do you think the market will perform?
Yeah, just as I kind of forecast or kind of were thinking in our team that it's too early for Nigeria economic managers in terms of the MPC, the monetary committee meeting next week, Monday, Tuesday. They won't adjust anything much yet because they need to also see the trend because as we speak, we had a spike in terms of cost of transportation just less than 2 months now, February to date, because of scarcity of fuel in Nigeria. That is one. And also, also that are important things abroad because of what is happening. Most of commodity prices are also skyrocketed. They also are important, kind of inflation to the economy. But we want to see what will be the inflation figure for the month of February that will be released today. But when it comes, it will give an insight what should look at the coming MPC meeting. But for me, it is too early for them to adjust rate in MPC meeting. That means if that is not done, interest in capital market will still remain. Unless there is what we call a change in interest rate. That is why I say interest in capital market will be divided because whenever there is interest rate, the other investment windows become attractive. But now that we're having relatively low interest rate, people are still looking at the part of equity because of the high yields we are seeing on the stock instead on the exchange.